Hello and welcome back to another 3 a.m. production video. This week, since it's Thanksgiving, I thought we'd take a break from the life of the Dark Knight and come up with something a little bit more lighthearted to talk about. So with that being said, I'd like to start off with saying that Thanksgiving is not my favorite holiday. The endless food options don't really appeal to me. I'm not really the most social butterfly in the world. But in the time to prepare for this video, it caused me to be a little introspective and look past all of the gimmicks of this holiday and take the playbook of a silly old bear and appreciate this holiday in a different way. So with that being said, let's start off with an especially special day. A most joyful day when we find ourselves feeling a bit more thankful for the things that are as they are, and we have what we have. A day of celebration for coming together, and there is no one who looked forward to this day, this most wonderful time, more than a bear named Winnie the Pooh. So in 1998, Disney released a Thanksgiving special of Winnie the Pooh and Friends. It didn't initially get a VHS release until much later, as part of a Seasons and Other Holidays pack, also on DVD. But they did give out special VHS tapes to the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, this being one of the few projects that has a narrator in the opening and closing of a storybook in which the characters don't address the narrator at all. Originally narrated by David Warner, who voiced Ra's al Ghul in Batman the Animated Series. See, there's my Batman tie-in for the day. We start this adventure with Winnie the Pooh inviting Christopher Robin to Thanksgiving. He then has so much to do with so little time to do it, so he rushes off to go find all of his other friends who are also getting ready for their Thanksgiving dinner. Each of them bringing either acorns or thistles or hot chocolatey ice cream, as Tigger brought to the table. Rabbit finally shows up and tells them that they've gotten us all wrong, that they've messed up, that Thanksgiving is all about the pies and the silverware and the plates and the turkey, and decides to have a little presentation on how Thanksgiving should go and who should do what job. And then they all disembark on their own little adventures to find the thing they're supposed to bring to Thanksgiving, leaving Rabbit to decorate while they're all gone. As it is a storybook, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet go off on an adventure from page 23 all the way to the middle of page 47 to find themselves a turkey to bring to the table. They are looking high and low and everywhere in between to try to find this turkey because they've never actually seen one in real life, in which Piglet is getting scared at all of the rumors that they hear about turkeys. Apparently, the swimming ones are the most dangerous. Owl is in charge of cleaning all the silverware and doing the dishes, while Gopher is in charge of making the pumpkin pie. Now, while he has a bunch of pumpkins on the table, he's measuring them and trying to figure out the best way to come up with this pumpkin pie. Owl slightly is telling a story about one of his relatives being in the opera and how she had an explosive debut, gives Gopher the idea to blast everything and creates a huge mess in the house, and eventually uses a gas torch to heat up the pumpkin pie instead of a stove. He's calling it a dessert with attitude. Owl, unfazed by all of the chaos happening behind him, continues telling his story and makes the comment that he is cleaning all the dinnerware to the point that you could nearly eat off of it. Tigger and Eeyore go trespassing to pick berries, even though there are several signs not to pick the berries. Tigger comes across a particularly blue berry, and he's like, "These look too sad. We need the most wonderful berries for us." And even takes to repainting some of the berries to make them brighter, putting them on satchels on Eeyore's back. They eventually start their way back, only to find that there's a hole in one of the satchels, so they've been leaking all of these berries around. But Tigger finds it such a stroke of luck that there's a trail of all of them to go find that somebody has left behind. Meanwhile, Piglet and Pooh have decided to set a trap for a turkey, and Tigger and Eeyore seemingly stumble into it. So while Pooh and Piglet think they have caught a turkey, they start hauling it back to the group. And Rabbit has decorated everything, and there's streamers, and there's a little turkey hanging from the streamers. He has the table all set up except for the plates. Chaos quickly ensues with everyone back as Pooh and Piglet undo the strap, and the turkey pops up being Tigger and Eeyore. In the confusion of all this, the pie goes flying, which Rabbit then seemingly tries to catch, which miraculously and quite incredibly does catch, only for Tigger to bounce back on the table and tip it over, and Rabbit falls in the pie. All the decorations get ruined, the table breaks, everyone's seemingly sad and goes back to their own homes to be lonely. And Tigger says being lonely is not what Tiggers do best. But eventually we fall back on Winnie the Pooh, who is also going through an introspective time and has his little jar of honey and says that this is the only Thanksgiving he's going to have. But being a bear of very little brain, he can't think of any reason that he can't share what little he has with all of his friends. So he quickly goes, collects all of his friends, and they reset everything up, and Rabbit's the last to join, in which they do get to have their original Thanksgiving plan of sharing their acorns and their thistles and their honey, and they sing a little song together, and Christopher Robin dedicates the Thanksgiving to all of Rabbit's hard planet, leaving us with the life lesson that although Thanksgiving, has a lot of hoopla behind it, it's not really what it's all about. Appreciating all of the things that you have, spending time with loved ones, or even just being thankful for ones that you do love if you can't be with them. So in a time where overthinking is quite common, I'm thankful for a silly old bear to simplify the matter. I hope everybody's having a great Thanksgiving. I'll see you next time. Well, maybe not physically see you because you're listening to me and this video has no camera and I'm not spying on you right now. But I think you all know what I mean. TTFN, ta-ta for now. Woof, 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 woof.